Hey guys, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a really gray, cloudy, rainy October day here. It's getting a little chilly. I walked out on your build job site and the sun came out. That's nuts. All right, we've got our foundation. Southgate's been having a heck of a time. We are in Windsong Ranch, and this is a Southgate Homes build job, by the way, just for you YouTube land people. Southgate has had a dilemma. They cannot get good framers, and so instead of using a bad one, they've just waited. So we've had like a month and a half delay trying to get a framer. But let's go walk the cement. Let's look at the lumber. All right, guys. Well, there you go. It's your wood pile. All of this is going to be turned in to your beautiful new house in about 9 days once they start. And one of the things I will tell you about Southgate is they use pretty good lumber. They don't usually scrimp on it. Most builders do not use that good of quality of lumber. There are different grades of lumber that you can buy, and we are going to get muddy. Look at all that stuff, but we're going to walk through it for you guys. And this stuff just coats my boots. It's pretty funny. But we're going to get up here, and we're going to go look at your foundation. My boots will never be the same. They're work boots. See, look. Work boots are 2 weeks old, by the way. You probably don't believe it, but they are. All right. I'm going to walk around the edge because I don't want to get, as silly as it sounds, I don't have to power wash the foundation before they start working on it. One of the things I do want to show you is, can you see this thread? So this rod has got threads on it, and that rod extends down into the cement, and the cement has gripped it. So you could not pull that rod out of this cement without breaking apart the cement or having some insane amount of pressure. The footer board will come down here. It's got a hole in it. Some washers go over, a nuts run down on it, and that holds down what your studs are nailed to. So there's a horizontal board attached to these guys, and then your studs run up and connect to the rafters and all the other headers and stuff like that. And that keeps the house from ever being lifted off in a windstorm or a tornado or something like that. Now, it's not perfect, but it holds it down in an amazing amount of shear wind or negative suction to try to lift it up like you get in a tornado. As you can see, let me show you a little bit. So remember, this is your brick ledge. See the drop down? That's your brick ledge. Your bricks will sit down lower there, and it's a facade, right? It doesn't actually touch the house. And I'll go into more detail when it's that time. But can you see how your foundation looks like it's just smooth? I mean, it's just creamy. You don't see any big lateral cracks. You see these little fissures, right? But these guys typically are only that deep, and your cement's just, it's huge. It's, super thick, right? But those little cracks are just on the top, like a cake that has baked. Those are just little surface area cracks. They don't run down into the depth of the foundation. See, look here. See how it stops? See, here comes the crack, and it goes right there, and then it starts petering out right about there. That is what you will typically see if you follow one of these cracks to the edge. You'll see it go down maybe an inch. Like this guy goes down that inch there, and it's got a little feathering there, and then it stops. So that one went down, maybe that far superficially, but it's not impacting, the fact that, I don't know if you can see it, but over here on the edge, you can see how thick the concrete is, and it's actually about 2 or 3 times that thick down on a beam. So it's a lot of cement. And then these guys, well, they've covered them up. Let me see if I can spin it around and show you. See these guys right here? That is where the cables were, and they put the nuts on there and tightened them up, and then they cut off the cable, and then they slather wet cement over it to seal it up. So it's all kind of sealed in there, and the cables have now tightened up and got this foundation under immense pressure on the X and the Y plane. And so that's how these foundations tend to float and not snap. So the house that we built in Prosper, we had these little fissuring cracks as well. And we actually had a civil engineer come out with the foundation company and check it out. And he was like, yep, you're good. This is normal. This is not unusual. And he spent an hour talking to me about it and explaining it to me. And then I felt kind of silly, but back then, that many years ago, I had no idea, because I had not built a foundation in many years, because we had lived in the same spot. Oh, back through the mud. The things I do for you, Matthew. I'm telling you, brother. Nah, I like playing in the mud. The only part is cleaning off your boots afterward, but I got with it, so I'm good.